what's your sense of fairness? And sometimes I hear them say, well, in order to be fair, we have to be equal. And other times I hear people say, in order to be fair, I cannot afford to be equal. So those are some of the questions I'm hearing from people like you, and I think they're very private, they're very personal, and they're very sensitive. I really want to thank the Forum for allowing us to have a dialogue on something that is that important, that personal, and that sensitive. So what I'd like to do now is I'd like to ask Don to pick up one of those mics over there, and I'd like to bring forth to you a situation, a real situation, that Don and I worked with recently in the Southwest, a family. And one of the downsides of doing this is that some of this is you're not going to be able to relate to because these family values and circumstances are different. But my sense is that the advantages outweigh the disadvantages because you're going to see a lot of yourselves or your neighbors or your own family in this scenario. So Don, I wondered if you'd go ahead and start to approach what we're going to do and why we're going to do it this way.
Yeah, and we really need your help for this. We need some volunteers. What we want to do is to, first of all, we need 12 volunteers, and I'll tell you what kind of volunteers or kind of what stage of life that we'd like you to be at. And we're going to have you just sit on the chairs for a while, just to get a kind of a bird's eye view of what we're going to be doing. And then what we want to do is to make a picture of an actual family case that we're working with. It will give much more life to the discussion as it goes on this morning. And I think you'll find it very interesting to be part of this family that we're going to build. And so what I need is two relatively mature people, a male and female, who are like in their early 60s.
Well, quite frankly, Don, he's too polite to say this. We're looking for an older man that with a younger woman.
Well, right, but we want. But they are more mature, and I'm over 50 now, Carl. So I'm
all right. So
looking for wisdom.
So can we find a mature gentleman, somebody in their 60s that looks like they're in their 50s? Anybody? Sir, with your arms crossed back there. Yes, you. Yes, you. Would you join us just for a moment, please? And then I'd like to ask you, this is the gentleman that's the patriarch of this family business, and your name is?
Brink, Melvin Brink.
Melvin Brink. Now, Melvin is going to be the patriarch, and he was married to a woman who unfortunately died of cancer some years ago. And he remarried a woman that was about 3 or 4 years older than his oldest daughter. So, Linda, would you care to come up here and join us? Now, Linda is going to be the wife in this scenario, if you will, please. And Linda was married and unfortunately was divorced. And she has 2 children from her previous marriage. And these children are in their early 20s. So is there anybody here that could have been at one time in the early 20s? How about you two there? You two gentlemen there. Yes. Would you come up and introduce yourself to Don? Now, these are Linda's 2 boys from this previous marriage, and Linda's second husband has actually been involved in raising these 2 boys. Okay, but the father in this case has 3 children from a previous marriage, and
Firstborn daughter.
Firstborn daughter. And so I'm looking for someone that's around 50, so?
He's about 37.
37. All right, we'll take the 37. So is there someone here that would like you? Yes? Yes, please? Would you come up?
We're going to have fun here.
This is... And then, Don, the next person is what? The son or daughter?
It's a daughter.
Daughter. So we're looking for another daughter that's somewhat younger than the lady here. Is there anybody younger than this lady that just came up here? It's really difficult sometimes for us to find younger people who can attend these meetings. Somebody, anyone, would you care to come up and act as that daughter, please? All right. You look like you'd be young enough. Okay, and then down we have a son?
Yeah.
One son.
27.
Oh, all right. Very good. Thank you. Boy, this is hospitality. They just come out of the woods.
2 spouses.
And now we need 2 spouses for the firstborn daughter and a spouse for the second-born daughter. So we're looking for 2 male figures. Sir, with the glasses, look really comfortable. Would you act in that capacity? And we're looking for one other son-in-law. Yes, would you act in that capacity for just a moment? Yeah, you can afford to be obnoxious if you choose to be. Okay. Now, is there a this family had 3 trusted advisors. One trusted advisor was a long-time CPA. And I'm sorry, are you a CPA, sir? Yes, I am. Would you mind joining this group for just a moment? Normally, CPAs are willing to participate, but the next person is a little more difficult to find that's willing to participate. And we have the CPA here. Thank you for joining. And we are now looking for an attorney. Is there an attorney in the audience? Very quickly.
Somebody who would like.
Who would like to be an attorney? Had this real vision of being an attorney?
Who was an attorney in a past life?
Who was an attorney? Pardon? Yeah, all right. Fred will act as the attorney. Okay, now we're looking for a banker. I know we have some bankers. How many bankers do we have here today? Bankers. Any insurance people here today? Okay, would you come up and act as the insurance person?
Well, you got to find credit.
Well, let's just use this as the financial advisor, okay? Let's use this as a financial advisor. So this is the cast. Can we have some sense of appreciation?
We're going to have them have a seat.
Yes, we'd like them on stage now that we have our cast present. Here, do you want to use this mic?
Watch the end. Don't move back too far.
Now, when you look at this cast of characters, and they are characters, I would like to suggest that the advisors, we have enough chairs there? As you look at this cast of characters, we all have something similar to this. And so we see these people, and so what I'd like to ask Don to do now is see how he perceived the development of this relationship.
So, all right.
Okay?
And we actually did this with the family, had them what's called sculpt their relationship, where they were in relationship to other people in the family. And this is how they did that. And we'll have the father and mother and stepmother. Could you come up here? And they saw themselves as very close. Yeah, like this, and arm in arm. If we could have you arm in arm. We don't want to start a relationship here, but we do want you to be arm in arm.